Hello, it's Mike aka Shortsight 1987. I am bringing you Mount and Blade Warband, and this mod is the Warsword Conquest, which is basically Warhammer. If anybody's kind of played the Warhammer in their youth or anything like now, it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying this mod. A few complaints, I guess, to start with is at the minute, when you create a character to start with, you automatically gain or lose reputation with certain fractions. So straight away, undead start hating you, orcs start hating you, goblins start hating you, chaos don't like you, and all this kind of stuff. And the only kind of people you kind of stay remains kind of happy with is the Britons, or the Empire as it's known as, and the dwarves. That's kind of the only people you can have some sort of remnants of a good relationship with, whereas everybody else will try and attack you on sight. So I don't know when you join a faction whether things like that change. But ultimately at the minute it's not an easy kind of start. So I started off with very little money, kind of in the 30s, very poor level of skills as well, so I've purposely kind of gone High Elf as well, and yeah, some of the units you can get are pretty cool. Some real kind of difference there. So I don't know much about the troop trees yet in terms of kind of how they split off and whatnot, but it's it's brilliant. The models are fantastic, particularly when you get to see the fighting with the goblins and skeletons and such. So some real kind of potential here. I mean, the mod's been out now for a good couple of years. I know the Reformist has already done quite a long video on the Skaven, I think, and Chaos side of things. But yeah, this is a more recent kind of copy of it recently. I did have a few frame lag problems to start with, but it seems to have settled out with the patch as well. So right, I'm just trying to decide what to do with this up here. It's a shield. Can I go agility? Put some shield on. And so as you can see here, I've started off with archery and one-handed sword as my main skills. Two-handed and pole arms, I've had to work with the arena to get a bit more kind of strength behind those, which has been a challenge, particularly because the tournaments, which you potentially earn quite a lot of money from, everybody wears the armour that they are equipped to. So if for example, if there was a tournament going on here in this Elf Kingdom, you can have all the Elf Lords turning up to kick a bit of ass. They're going to be in full plate mail, as well as you've got Chaos Lords and all this kind of stuff. And just generally, it's just too difficult in the early stages. So I've kind of reported it to the mod people, and hopefully they're going to do something with that, really. So at the minute I'm just going around recruiting troops, because I learnt that as soon as I cross this river here, there are lots of kind of bandits and big piles of them. Again, kind of another complaint of this mod at the moment is the level of bandit activity is minimal. There's not a lot going on at all. So the potential for right here, so massive group of renegade mercenaries there, of which I cannot take on right now. Just too few of me. And they're going to have horsemen and everything going on there. So I'm going to see if I can... I can't get round them, so I'm going to have to go round. See if I can get to this... I haven't been to this island over here. So it's taken me a while to build up just a small batch of troops, really. I managed to have one battle against some goblins. Actually, I had two battles. And that's allowed me to get a wolf mount, which I can't ride at the moment because I didn't upgrade mount, which is a bit silly then, but never mind. So I'm still working out the kinks at the minute. So I'm gonna push you through to a battle, and so you can see a little bit more about the character models. So I just thought I'd bring you in on this fight, really, more just to see some of the difference in the character models. So you've got some sword masters of Howard down here, some sentinels, spearmen. We've got a lord here, a dragon prince, which I think is kind of like the top level cavalry model for the High Elves. Which is kind of some of the design, really. Got an elf lord. Just a little bit of variety there, just to get an idea of some of the things you can take on. Just get some goblins. Right, so that's a lizard mounted one. Oh, it's a temptation. It's a temptation to go from. God, that's executioner crossbow. 50 meter. Screw it, let's go for it. I'm not going to be exactly helpful with the Dark Elves. Selling. Okay. Demand something from you. Actually, they can get. Okay, hand it over. Okay. It's better than nothing. I wimped out, I think, there. I think it's fair to say I wimped out. I did want to attack them. What the hell? Got a boat in the middle of the land here. I'll have them. Norse Raiders. Okay. So get my archers to hold the hill. Get my infantrymen just a little bit further down. I'm just going to have a few arrows off to start with. Just whittling them down a little bit. Get the archers to move a little bit closer. Can I get these guys formation time? Here we go. Ranks. There we go. Salt them up a bit. Didn't have a. Where my crosshairs gone? Switch back. No. 1 damage, which means these guys are heavily mailed up. If I'm not causing any damage at all. 2 damage. Let's get the infantry stuck in there quick. Right. Basically look like they've just borrowed Nords. Right, let's do a right bite. Yeah, these are basically borrowed models from this one, isn't it? In the vanilla. God, they hurt. Get a little bit of frame loss here, but it's alright. I've lost 1 spearman to these guys. I am riding a wolf at the minute as well, which is quite cool. I lost 2 actually. A spearman and a sentinel. Okay. So we've got the elf villager. Be curious to see what these guys turn into, so I'm going to hire them both. It looks like they don't turn into anything by the looks of it. So I'm actually going to just release them actually. Battered Birney. Okay. I can wear that. So I've got 26, 24, so nothing better. Battle axe. Got some shields with some. Right, there you go. Got a better helmet. Not as good arrows. Swing of 30. It's a good 2-handed weapon. So I'll take it to sell. Look at that, I've got a town right there to sell it to. Right, how am I doing for food in the 8, 22, 6? Okay, we need to really probably get some food. This stuff does not sell for much at all, but then again I don't have anybody who's good at trade. Let's buy a fine cabbage and some cheap fruit. That should keep it going for a little bit longer. Let's just get to Toranlak as soon as possible. What a strange thing to find in the middle of the in the land a boat. So I guess that kind of shows a little kind of how this game's still a bit on the broken side. Let's get over to Torrent and Glow, whatever it's called. We've got an orc caravan there. I'll drop this lass off, and then I'm gonna. There we go, right. Run the streets. Let's quickly have a chat to the guildmaster here. There he is. Quest. There you go. It's 70 quid, but can't complain. Visits the tavern. Says traveller. Some halfling militia there. Drinks gold. So no companions here yet. But then again, they're very expensive on this, and I've got no money whatsoever to get them. Right, veteran archers. Got a lot of guys that could do with upgrading, but I don't really have the money to maintain them. However, I do want to take on these orcs. That's sort of knocking around over here. Okay, interesting. The Dark Elves have intercepted me in the water. 35 versus my... Okay. So let's get the archers there. Infantry there. Already we're getting some shots going off. Oh, okay, they're not... Oh, they are a little bit armoured. Not too much damage here. Oh, we've got a headshot on one of them. Let's get the infantry to charge. Do die there too. Archer fire. So just get charged through all their units here. Hit as much as I can. Got big spears, big swords, these guys. Getting a little bit of lag because I'm recording and streaming at the same time. Where's the last one? Oh, he's running. There's a chance I could hit with a bow. He's riding. No, not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen, is it? Are you trying to zigzag up the hill? Let's get some archer ability. Oh, there we go. Just lost him. There should be a good drop, actually. I hope. So I lost a recruit, archer and a spearman. Oh, look at that. That's a good thing. Okay, so crude Araby, okay. Interesting. Cracked hand crossbow. Oh, actually, let's sell that. I think it's going to be a bit better there to sell. 423 as well, so it's a good amount of money there earned from. So I've now got some semblance of an army going. I've got a few. I can't show you right now. So at the minute, I'm just making money. So trying to build a few enterprises with the High Elf kingdoms. So at the minute, I've already bought myself a leather maker, which will earn me about 400 a week. That's the highest income it could get. So I'm just doing that for the 3 of the major cities that are in the High Elf. At the minute, the way I'm kind of earning money is to attack the ships that keep landing onto the lands. So as the ships land, you have to kind of run along the beach, and just on occasion you're able to actually attack them and get the option to attack them. And that's kind of what's going on now. So at the minute, I'm just forming a line of archers A line of sorts kind of spearmen in between, and just in a minute it's just a case of just shooting lots. If needs be, get in there, get the archer. But generally the archer's doing the majority of the work for me at the minute. They actually do a better job than this normally. I've actually lost a man. This is also about developing skills as well. Building money to be able to kind of sustain an army, really. That's the main function of this job. Come on, let's get it before he exits the map. Well, that was crap damage. So to attack one of these beach ships, you just kind of got to get close to it. Just literally run back and forth in front of it and click on that thing as much as you can. And eventually it will actually attack it as if it was a normal enemy. So the tactic is, again, archers, infantry in front. I'm just going to put these horsemen off to the side there. Let's literally just use the archers to kind of do. These Hawkeye archers are immensely brilliant. And then if you can find a few privateers as well, they're kind of very good armour penetration. It's literally just a case of literally now just keep shooting. I can actually shoot it myself, just wait for them to be more in range. It does tend to be a little bit slow to start with to kind of get the damage building up. Never see where my arrows are going. There we go, just one hit. You just eventually just start seeing these Nords just getting slowly whittled down by my archers and missile troops, and eventually they're going to want to run as well. Which at that time I'm just going to go around and use my lance or my sword just to push them off. There's going to be about 1,000 dinars worth of gear amongst all of this, which is respectable. That's really kind of how I'm building up my kind of army at the moment. So got some very good archers, developing my my infantry. I'm not going to get those privateers, I'm going to save up. So it's a couple of 100 dinars worth of gear, and then instead I've got about 4 followers, and I'm just slowly building it up. So kind of, you know, Reavers into Silverhelms. Again, I don't want to push it too much, just because it's going to get too expensive otherwise. But keep repeating. Marketplace. The armour and whatnot tend not to have as much money. So if of course they run out, the goods guys tend to have loads. We're talking 20,000 there. So plenty of money. It's just a case of rinse and repeat for a little while. You know, build up your characters, find the companions, and then build a little bit of a stabilising kind of economic kind of fund, really, to keep your army going.